Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Siwicki, and very excited today. We have gotten access to Google's search labs this week, and we are going to look at the Search Generative Experience, SGE, and we're going to look at a couple queries just to kind of see what the experience is like and how is this really all going to work. So I think we should let's just get right into it. So I pulled up a couple of searches that I thought had really good showcases of this new feature. So this is Best Podcast Mic 2023, and you can see up here we get the generative AI's experimental info quality may vary. We get a big kind of warning up here, and then it says, when choosing a podcast mic, you can consider these things, and then it kind of goes and it shows the best mics which they've selected. So you've got, good for podcasts, good for streaming, good for gaming, and you actually get a show more button, believe it or not, so they can show more. You get pricing, looks like a very shopping related result. I can see you can buy direct, and they got this little organic carousel almost up here of, looks like some reviews. And what does this button do? Let's see. It looks like maybe a little bit of how these don't appear to be links. So I don't know what this is. From brands and stores, this overview includes information provided by brands and stores. So maybe it's just part of how Google is coming up with those results, but there doesn't seem to be anything on that yet, so I'm not sure what that does. And so if we go down to, we also have the ability to ask follow-up questions, and there's some predetermined questions already down here. And then down here you got your normal sponsored results, and then kind of your normal feature snippety, type business down there. So it kind of feels like it's like an interactive featured snippet so far. So let's use one of these predetermined questions and let's see what happens. So what type of mic is best for podcasting? So it's going to go out and it's going to kind of open up a new UI, essentially, and we're asking it to generate a new result for that question. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, so it does kind of go into a chat-like experience, which interesting. And we have the ability to ask a follow-up question down here, as well as kind of reset the chat. This is taking an awfully long time. I don't know if that's my machine or the feature yet. Alright, and looks like we got a new result. And we can kind of go deeper, and looks like some organic results are popping up. And then I'm calling this the organic carousel because it doesn't seem like it says anything sponsored yet. So, okay. Felt a little slow, but, I got the answers we needed, right? Alright, so let's do a how-to query. So, with a lot of these, there's always, like I said before, there's always featured snippets. There's always kind of walkthroughs and videos. So now I asked how to install a ceiling fan with existing wiring. Again, we got our little carousel of links up here with looks like a YouTube video, so interesting. And let's do the show more button. And not too much more. It's a 13-step process. And then it let me know, which is kind of nice if you're ever doing a home project or a DIY project, knowing, hey, this might be the price it costs professionally to do that instead of yourself. And if we scroll further down the page, we've got kind of a video mega result here, which makes sense. It's pulling up the key moments, so it's a nice result there. Having all the videos, people also ask us down here, and your normal search result page. So, all right, let's actually see how long this takes. But let's see if we can ask it a follow up. So we read the page, and we have questions. So let's start talking to it. Okay, let's see if you can help us find somebody to install for us. So can you help us find someone to... I'm going to see if it will remember my previous query to install it for us. Alright, this might be my computer here taking forever, not necessarily the feature. Alright, so I do want to see if it remembers the previous query, and what will it do with that? Let's see. Alright, we got our results back. So it's essentially, it's kind of small up here, but basically it says showing the results for find someone to install a ceiling fan with existing wiring. So it did remember my search, which is cool, but then it basically then generated another summary result, kind of saying the exact same thing that was before. Hey, it's going to cost this amount of money. And then it said you can find a ceiling fan installer near you on Thumbtack. And I don't... Okay, we have this... So the number 2 organic result down here is Thumbtack, so that's interesting. And let's see if Thumbtack's in this little carousel. And okay, it is, but it's the 5th one. Or, yeah, 4th one at least. So... And, the follow-up questions are solid. The interesting thing about, I think, the follow-up question is it felt like it gave me, I almost want to say too much information, but I was clearly looking for more of a, local services type search, professional search, and then it gave me another result that kind of was the same ish, as my previous one. And it kind of just kind of like a lot. Just kind of like a lot. Which makes sense, right? Google doesn't want us to not see their search result page, right? So I could kind of understand that, right? But, yeah, I don't know. That one just felt like a lot here. Alright, let's do a local search. Right, that's always fascinating because there's a lot involved there. Okay, so we did pizza near me, so left out the town, you knew where I was, and looks like I got 5 results, which makes sense. And if you go down here, it's the exact same map. Excuse me. Maybe a little, no, pretty much the exact same map. And so you're not really getting too much different, really. It's really similar result. You still get reviews, and these still look like they link to their map listings, and yeah, kind of makes sense. Did the near me replace me with my town? It kind of what you'd expect, but also. It feels like they're just doing the generative AI searches for every search, which I can understand. And some of them are opt-in, and then some of them do them automatically. This particular one was an opt-in one, but it's almost like why even, if it's that close, why show it, I guess? I'm not getting really too much extra here on this one, right? So, it definitely feels, they definitely bolted something on here, right? And I think a little bit of it, in some cases, it felt informative. Like the podcast one, I thought was actually kind of informative with the microphones, even the how-to, that at least allowed me to kind of skim, and I can kind of make an informed decision. Okay, do I need a professional, or should I try to do this myself? So there's some interesting possibility here, but it just feels like it takes too long. I didn't like the follow-up question experience. It really just gave me a search result page. So it kind of doesn't feel like I'm interacting with something. It just feels like you're giving me another search results page. But, they have warned, it's a labs feature. They're warning me about info quality every time I search. So they are being upfront about that. This isn't a final product. But, yeah, interesting to see too. I'm gonna leave it on for a while and see if any of my behaviors change over time. To see, do I just want to hit that button every time and just let the summarization happen and not even worry about it? Do I get just kind of so used to that, or is it just kind of noise and I don't want to wait and I just want to get to my result as quick as possible? So it is available when you do get opt-in. It will start showing up on mobile, at least it did for me. And it, as you can imagine, these big blocks take up a lot of real estate on mobile. So again, be interesting to see, just if behaviors change, if usages change, right, over time as well. And, I would love to see some differences on the follow-up questions too, especially on those other searches where you might be in research mode a little bit more. You may be trying to figure out some stuff. These were pretty straightforward, 3 that I picked that were, kind of the same. But, so, it's still in waitlist, so if you sign up, they're starting to let people in. Definitely fun to play with, definitely fun to see. I'm sure there'll be more on, what pulls into this little organic carousel up here, and kind of how this all works over time. But, just a quick little look at everything, and, we'll keep playing with it, and, we'll report back if we have any interesting findings. But, just want to thank everybody for taking a little tour with me here today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.